Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shawn Walsh Show. I know it's been a million years since there's been an episode, but have no fear, we have 1,000,001 guests today. So, I think that about makes it up. So, I'm going to struggle to introduce every single person who's here, so wish me luck. First, we have Travis, the owner of COH.
Howdy ho, Winslow.
We have Cash.
Yo.
He's done 1,000,001 things.
Yes, I have.
We have D-Wall of DCA.
Hello?
We have the Raging Redneck, Ray Geddes.
How's it going?
Boo.
We have the COH champion, Scott Adams.
Woo.
We have Ultimate Nitro.
The voice of ACL, Bradley James, here tonight.
We have the Doctor's here.
What's going on?
Alright, we have Steve, we have Imaccuracy, the owner of SWA.
Monarchy, ladies and gentlemen!
We got VPAC.
Greetings.
Oh, let's see, who else did we forget?
The answer.
I already introduced me.
Oh, we got, oh yeah, and Adam Jackpot.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
The guy I stabbed.
That's nice.
Guy on hiatus because of me.
Whoa.
If you've seen a man, he goes by the name of Phoenix. Last he was seen on the side of the road.
Bleeding.
They may not be jerking it off to
Some people have said they've seen a man flying in on the side of the road.
Does anybody want to hear a funny story to that? The funniest story about that was the cops actually stopped us when we filmed that. The cops came to us and stopped us and questioned us, and as soon as we told them what we were doing, which we told them the truth, they're like, guys, you can keep doing it, just let you know everybody's concerned. And as soon as they said that, we were like, fuck this, we're done. So yes, the police stopped us. Yes, the police stopped us, and because we didn't have a black guy in our group, they let us off.
I didn't even.
Well, I mean, you had Travis.
Travis.
You had Travis.
There was
Yeah, but Travis don't count. He's like the whitest guy out of all of us.
We kept Travis to the side. Steve talked to the police. It was all good.
Yeah.
And Adam,
I'm good with
and
the
Adam
niggas.
just what? And Adam just what, laid in
The
blood?
major fact that the fun artist himself had to talk to the police.
So when people say call isn't real life,
Yes. It's so real that the cops get involved.
Call life.
I think we should make a Straight Outta Compton or Fuck the Police parody with the COH guys.
Straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Funarchy.
So again, hi everyone. I
Hi.
didn't even get to say hello.
Well, because you were dead.
Oh yeah, I know, I could point. But you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, I trust that.
I'm taking it, Imaccuracy's new theme is going to be whoop whoop, that's the sound of the police.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound.
So Sarko, this was your show, right?
Yeah, this is your
this
show
is my
apparently.
show. Alright,
Doesn't
so
seem like it.
fair warning to everyone watching. Now, there's, like I said, 1 million people in this Skype call.
Oh my.
Lots of things are going to happen, so beware.
Actually, there's only like 10, but okay.
Well, if you combine all of our multiple gimmicks,
You probably get 1 million there anyway. So.
Probably.
I think I need to correct you there, Sean. No one's going to really be watching this. They're going to be listening to it while they're having a shit on the toilet.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Hey, like I always say, the best time to do anything is while you're sitting on the pot.
Oh, yeah,
so if you're listening to the Shawn Walsh Show on the pot, then I can.
What if you're
Different kinds of pots.
What if you're indulging in the pot like somebody on this panel
sure
might be?
both are fun to listen to.
we're like 6 minutes, 7 minutes into the show. We haven't even gotten to the topics yet.
So yeah, call. That's a thing we do. All right, so
Right?
this is a very special episode of the Shawn Walsh Show where we are going to look at what has happened this year in Call Wrestling, review some things, good and bad. We're gonna and then a little later on we'll look towards what we have in 2016 of Call Wrestling. And hopefully good things, but as we know by the Call dirt sheets, that's never true. So let's get into this. All right. Let's talk about one of the hottest things all year long, which some people love, some people don't love so much, and that is Redneck Nation. Now, some people have been a part of Redneck Nation. Some people have been victims of the Redneck Nation, you could say. Now, this has been undoubtedly the year of Ray Geddes. He's won the CCL World Heavyweight Championships. He's won the COH World Heavyweight Championship for a very, very short time, which got a mixed reaction. And Scott didn't do anything wrong. So, let's all talk about this. The thoughts on the Redneck Nation and the year for Ray Geddes, because Ray's done a lot in a lot of our shows, not just CCL and COH. He's showed up in AWF. He has a match for NJCW. He's facing CM Punk. So that's going to be something. And Ray he's been all over the place. Ray shows up when he pleases, and he makes a statement. So let's talk about it.
He just had an altercation at the tournament show.
He did with Fiskable. That was for some reason, helping the Blacklist there.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? What did Fisk ever do to you, Ray?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Ray was a little, he wasn't, he was like,
He had a few drinks then.
he was like, it looks like the same person. They're both big.
So, let me ask this. Travis, since the Redneck Nation has been a big talk in COH, what was your take on the reaction of Redneck Nation and all the COH fans with Ray Geddes' interesting title reign?
Lovely
Okay, Travis. Okay, bye, Travis.
Those are
a lovely comment.
My mic was muted.
That was wonderful.
Genius. That was me, by the way.
That 5 seconds was the most impressive 5 seconds I've heard in such a long time.
I felt like I learned a lot from you, Travis.
Let's see, what have we learned? Okay, next question.
We learned the big emptiness in society. Very.
That's how Travis feels about the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly,
He's
just
that upset.
nothing.
I think part of it's because he's depressed about his house.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, Travis has a house.
I'm at a Motel 6.
They'll leave the light on for you.
Wait, Travis, do you
Are you in good hands?
Travis, do you mean you own the Motel 6 now?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the question. You said how did the Redneck react to Ray's reign?
Yeah.
Well, mixed reactions. I don't know who the hell the Anonymous is, but he was not a big fan of that.
No,
I know Nate. Nate the Great. He loved it.
Oh, I thought it was wonderful.
I believe I got the idea from one of the members of Redneck Nation.
Go ahead,
Don.
I have to say that, you said anonymous. The person who was anonymous didn't really like that. I have to say, if you do anything on any of the boards and are anonymous, your opinion is it doesn't even matter. Because you don't have the balls to put your name on it. When I'm doing anything, whether it's CCL, COH, or even my own show, it doesn't matter if what I say if I don't put my name on it. People can have a problem and put their name on it, but it's like people are afraid to do that because they can just put the anonymous under it and not worry about any kind of credibility. So if Mr. Anonymous had a problem with it, then I'm sorry. Put your name on it, voice your real concern, or get the hell out of here.
Yeah, because that's the only really mixed feedback I got, I believe, was just from the Anonymous. Besides that, everybody else, I think, hated, as a fan from a fan's view, they're like, oh man, Ray got screwed. Which I love, by the way. I love all the feedback I get, because I've always wanted that, more feedback from fans, not just from guys on the roster. So when I finally get that, everybody seems to love where the story's going and where the story's heading, and I approve of the Redneck Nation. They have helped COH. I know you guys have your mixed opinions on them, but I like them.
Oh, now I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm sure a few people here will have to add on to this. Some members of the Redneck Nation have a certain opinion that the whole COH roster is like mad at Ray because Ray came in and he went to the main event right away. And while in the beginning there was like, why is Ray getting the shot right away? I feel, at least, unless someone disagrees, that the majority of the roster has been all loving what's going on with Ray and not jealous or angry.
The thing is that everybody's worked so hard, to get where they are, and then here's a guy, who's established elsewhere, just comes in and gets their spot. I think it's just that people just don't want to lose their spot.
Well,
I get it. You're probably mentioning my reaction to the whole thing and how I posted on Call Shoot. Okay. Look.
And your opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah, go on with the empty silence.
There's no confusion. So, I honestly, despite all that shit that happened in the past, I've really been fucking loving what's been happening with Ray recently, especially given what's been happening. Like, it's added a new dimension to what COH has probably needed for some time, because, like, while, yes, we do have a credible main event status level of people, it's good to spice it up a little bit with people like Ray, and I feel like Slam probably needed that star power, you know what I mean?
Well, let me add
I get the whole thing. Well, we'll get to that later. Go ahead, Steve.
No, I just wanted to add that I think if you gave Ray the title, this was my criticism, was that you're taking the bloom off of the rose too quickly. It's like, okay, Ray wins the title, then what is he chasing at this point? It's like, okay, Ray's already got it. What purpose left does he have? Give him a chase. Especially if this is the guy you like. Yeah, if this is a guy you like, and this is the guy you're gonna rally against, why not, like build it to a point that when he finally does win it, it actually means something, which technically he did, but he got screwed out of it.
Yeah, that's the story now. He's embarrassed, by that reign, and he wants to make up for it.
So, yeah, now not only that, not only did that progress into something different, now everybody's got something different to go by. Now Ray can feud with Travis and Scott, Patriot's now feuding with Caleb, and everybody's off in the sunset. Nobody's hurt by it. So, it works.
And me personally, I wouldn't care if I'd started at the very bottom in COH, okay? I mean, I care less. Wherever you put me, I would have been happy, all right? And just, I mean, like I said before, I just like doing my promos and trying to make a good story out of it.
And your promos are awesome. Congratulations, you've been
Put that down. Put that down. It's Sketch and Stone. Ray said it himself.
Congratulations.
From the horse's mouth.
From the beginning. From the very beginning.
Ray has said that he will be a jobber if he wants to.
But
he wants to.
Deal.
Now they're gonna.
You got a deal, Ray.
Now they're gonna twist the words.
Okay, you're putting over Amazing Punk the next episode.
Now they're gonna twist your words.
What do you mean next episode? You mean next 5 episodes?
Yes, we need you to make him look very, very strong.
So the winner of the next match for Ray Geddes is going to be Christian
Randy
Gary.
Jefferson.
Oh, God,
Randy.
No.
Bill Wild.
My only friend.
Randy Jefferson.
Let's also point out that with the whole thing that happened with Screwjob and Scott cashing in, my God, did Scott get so much heat?
Oh.
I mean, granted, half of it's from Anonymous, but wow. Talk about Scott went from, he was on his way up to becoming one of the most hated men on the roster.
Just beat Ray.
All right, so now let's clarify this, people. See, people in CAW think that other people being pissed off at them personally is good heat. No, this is good heat. A guy who is hated, and they're going to continue to watch.
The best part for Scott is that, Ray was just also coming off of winning the CCL.
I'm sorry, I asked people this all the time.
Yeah, that too. He was just fresh off the CCL.
He was just coming off of that. He's now winning this. He's got both title belts, and then Scott comes in and ruins that. I mean...
Okay, hold on, guys. I want to compare this. I want to compare.
Best chance.
Hold on. I want to compare how Scott's heat is right now. Is like, this is what I said a long time ago, back when CM Punk was feuding with the Undertaker, and he rubbed Paul Heyman, the ashes that were supposed to be like Paul Bear's, whatever, all over his body and shit, and dumped the rest on the Undertaker, and everyone got real pissed off at that. And remember what I wrote, Taco? at all. Like I wrote, are you mad? Are you mad at what Punk did? Guess what? It's working. He's heel. And I said that, and so many people got pissed off at me for saying that. That's what's happening right now with Scott. Did Scott piss you off with that? Oh, he did? Guess what? He's doing his job.
Instead of ashes, Scott's rubbing the tears of all the Ray Geddes fans on him.
Yes!
You know,
that's a little disturbing, but
Scott is taking the Ray Geddes fans' tears and using it as lube right now, okay?
Scott is really just going like,
hashtag
me.
Scott Dennerman tears.
Scott Dennerman's tears. Ray Geddes fans' tears, yes.
Yes.
Scott, right now. Scott had regardless if it was Scott or anyone who won that briefcase, it was the best time for all of them.
That was like, honestly, I think Scott got more over than Casey Gordon and CCL, in my opinion. Hey.
Well, I mean,
hey.
that's the point.
It was more controversial than Casey Gordon's win, in my opinion.
The blacklist is starting to dwindle in CCL.
Yeah, but like that's just in my opinion. That
huge in DCA.
I know it's huge in DCA. I'm talking about Casey Gordon in CCL right now. That got more over than Casey Gordon in CCL, in my opinion. Just like I liked it more. I popped more for it.
I can see that. I can see it being more controversial because a lot of people had more of a reaction to that than they did. Because the thing is, if Casey had pinned Ray, then I could see that controversy, but he didn't.
Had Casey pinned Ray for it, that would have been better.
Yeah. If he had pinned Ray like 1, 2, 3, then I could see more of a reaction for that. But so that alone just makes Scott's win more controversial than Casey's win because Scott pinned Ray, Casey didn't pin Ray when he won the belt.
Yeah, that's why. That's really like pretty much what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm. I have got to say, I've come from like all of the Redneck Nation saying, "Oh, we love you. We think you should have a feud with Ray." To like now, it's like, yeah, we hate you now. We're still Ray Geddes fans.
Well, that seems to be the case with anybody who fights Ray. It's like you have the fan, you have the fan, and as soon as you start to actually have a feud with Ray, you're dead. Look what happened to Patriot.
And see, the thing is, Ray's fans, I love Ray. Ray and I become good friends. Ray. I invited Ray to my bachelor party for God's sakes. Like one day Ray and I are gonna meet up. We're gonna have a beer, whatever. We're gonna hang out. Our wives are probably gonna be talking, and we're probably gonna go shopping for a day in either North Carolina or Louisville or whatever.
They got a plan.
No,
Raise your redneck, going to the mall.
Modern Family, call Modern Family.
But the fact of the matter is this. Ray's fans have their right to stick by Ray because let me put this to you. If all right, a couple years ago in the Iron Bowl, it's ironic that this is on today because the Iron Bowl was on earlier today with the kick six at Auburn. The fans at Auburn were trolling the hell out of Alabama fans because they lost at the last second on something that is just a complete fluke, something that should have never happened. You stick by your team. Alabama fans were coming right back at them. Well, you know what? We're still going to go to the championship this year, and they did, and they won the championship. So, you stick by your team, you stick by your guy, and you control whoever you want, but the fact of the matter is, Scott's out there, he's doing his job, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and, the fans, they're just sticking by their guy. Scott's probably getting a lot of unsolicited hate, or a lot of hate that he probably shouldn't be getting, because they're just sticking by their guy. So it's just a matter of if you have a fan, or if you're a fan of a team, or you're a fan of a person, you stick by them through thick and thin, whether you like where it's going or not. The fact of the matter is they're paying attention, they're listening, they're responding, so that means Ray's doing his job, and by construct, Scott's doing his job.
Whether good or bad, the Ray Geddes fans are helping COH out with viewership.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to say this a bit back now, and obviously I'm just saying it now. I like the fact that, everybody's been saying, oh, should Ray get a push or should Ray not get a push? The Redneck Nation has pushed Ray. Ray's come into COH, he's brought his fans with him, and it's helped COH a lot. I mean, in my opinion, if I was running COH and let's say one of you guys had 50 fans, and you just brought them into COH to what? That's fucking 50 views there straight away. I know most of us don't give a fuck about views and all that. You know, half of us have been for many years doing core for the little group of us, but to have 50 people that you don't know personally, just start watching your show and you go, oh, the views are going up.
Yeah, the Redneck Nation was a completely different fan base for me.
Exactly.
I was just gonna say, I think again, everybody in this call agreed that Ray was going to get the title at some point, even myself. In fact, before things went down, once we started to notice the heat that Patriot and Ray was getting, I figured Ray would be the one to finally take the belt off Patriot, but I felt, again, going back to my point earlier, it should have been a chase. Especially if, like I said, when we did the angle, it was supposed to be Patriot as the face and Ray as the heel. And no matter what Ray did, he was going to be cheered no matter what. And no matter what Patriot did, he was going to be booed no matter what. So it could have played into the whole, Bret Hart, Steve Austin type of thing where the roles switch. But I think the fans just, from what I gathered, didn't give it a chance. They just felt very robbed that Ray didn't get the title. And they would have let it simmer a bit, but with Scott with the briefcase, it kind of goes with where I was going with it. Yes, now they've got something to invest in. Now they've got a heel to hate and despise. Wow.
I have got to say, the cash in, I do think it was a good idea because obviously the fans had a lot of heat towards Patriot, and I feel that now that Patriot's not a champion, it has took a hell of a lot of heat off Patriot. I've not seen on the page in a long while anybody saying, oh, Patriot this, Patriot that, we don't like Patriot.
And now, not only that, those same Ray fans that are watching his feud with Caleb are actually giving him compliments. Oh yeah, I like that promo with Patriot and Caleb and all that. I've started to notice that they're actually taking more appreciation to him. I don't know what that means, but hey, that is what it is.
It probably means that now that you're not with Ray anymore.
Now they're realizing he's a face.
Fans of again, because again, you had fans, then you feuded with Ray.
I don't know. I'm suddenly weirdly getting Caleb Blair fans. So
well, I mean, again, this is a huge influx of fans from other federations, the other people that watch other federations, and with their guys being now in COH. Remember, beforehand, it was essentially just the knit group of COH fans that always watched. Now, with the new people coming in, this is more people that are getting more exposure. So people like you, Cash, who wasn't getting as much exposure, is now getting even more exposure, and people are like, wow, look at this guy, let's get on his side. Again, like I said, regardless of Ray Gettis fans being bad or good, it's helping everyone technically.
Yeah, they do mention everybody.
And to be fair, they love them accuracy. They do love them accuracy, so I'll give them that.
Even if they don't really say much about you, at least they fucking acknowledge you.
At least
people should be fucking grateful for that.
Well, no, not just that.
The people that are bitter about them, though. The people that are really bitter about them, though.
At least you know that they're not those kind of fans that are only going to watch the Ray Gettis segment and fuck the rest of the show. Exactly. You know that they're watching the whole show.
Yeah. I mean, at least they'll find it, at least.
Yeah.
The ones I know personally, they all watch the whole show. Every one of them do. And they hadn't said anything bad about COH.
Yeah, not at all.
Ever.
Well, I don't think anybody said anything
except for the Patriot. They did not like the Patriot.
Of course not. Because he feud with you.
Yeah.
I don't think we've...
even with Scott, a lot of them like Scott. They like his character. They like, Scott. With Scott always in character when he posts on the COH page. So if they interact with him, he's talking.
Not necessarily true. I saw a couple of occasions where Scott lost his temper.
Yeah, and Scott's just a dick sometimes.
Yeah, Scott's
character is annoying. And shot on him out of character.
And that was on Odds, though, that he did that. Odds isn't really part of Redneck Nation.
Yeah, Odds is stubborn. I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, there's only one criticism I have, and that is I feel they do need to... I know they say, oh, we like this, we like that, and we like that. But there's sometimes I feel that they need to, boost somebody's ego up. I don't know, for some reason, let's say... New Movement do a awesome promo, right? Don't stop trying to make me laugh. I know what you're trying to do. Right, but let's say they do an awesome promo, right? They've watched it, but they don't mention anything about it. I feel that a tag team like that needs the praising, you know, but they just don't. They just go for the things they, you know, who they support. Or, you know, if they're a fan of mine, they're a fan of Ray's, they're a fan of Caleb's, they'll say something about that. But because they're not a fan of, like, for example, Dude Pride, and if they did an awesome promo, they don't mention it. They just say, "Oh, yeah, Dude Pride had a good match," and that's about it.
Dude Pride never does a promo.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Dude Pride doesn't. I mean, the reason they don't get the appreciation, then maybe they, you know, you guys think they get, they probably didn't do anything that stood out to them. They're like, "Oh yeah, you know, they were cool, they were there."
But there's a few times I've looked through the comments and I've gone, "Oh, they've praised Ray. They like the segment with Ray. They've liked the match with Ray." But obviously, I'm involved in that part, but they don't mention my name. And it's like, it kind of it doesn't bother me as much as it should do, but I mean, it just like, kind of like, why didn't you mention my name? Can you just mention my name? Just mention my name, please. You know I'm in that segment, why didn't you just mention my name, please?
You egotistic bastard.
Well, they love inaccuracy. That's all I care about.
Nobody's giving me any help for me being on the street. Where's my
They're still there, as far as I know.
Where's my care package?
Telling you, one of these episodes of Battleground, just get the camera, we'll see how Phoenix is doing.
Well, I mean, how am I on right now, right?
The only criticism I have is there's no love for GM right now.
I don't think he's really won anyone over yet.
No.
Wow.
Because Doc called him a big ass.
He's named after an ass. Yes, exactly. He's the anatomy of an ass.
But all right, in kind of a tie-in here with Ray, everyone knows over in CCL, Ray won the CCL title from Casey Gordon.
What?
Now, but I've been hearing. You guys could probably give me a little bit more insight on this. But I've been hearing there's been some talk with Casey Gordon. I think it might have been odds. It might have been was saying that there was some people didn't like Gordon, or like he was losing what he had, and something about how he came in and that it was doomed to. He was doomed to lose his luster or something like that. What's going on with Casey Gordon?
I mean, like, I heard, like, I know people are mad that, like, how he just randomly came in and, like, got in the main event right away. Kind of like the Ray Geddes thing. People were upset about.
Well, and that's the thing there. Could that be tied in, like Steve?
I mean, I kind of parody that with the Bradley Reynolds character.
Yeah, but like Steve said with Ray, like you can't just give Ray the title right away. You gotta give him the chase, because
Gordon came in. Gordon didn't Gordon didn't just like walk in and win the title. He kind of like, I described it kind of like I would describe it like Sheamus wise. He was there for a while. He was beating the shit out of some people, and then title went out of nowhere. Holy shit! Okay, he's champion now. Now we got to adjust to this. This is happening. What the fuck is going on? Okay, now he's pissing us off. Come on, Ray, hurry up and win this. That's pretty much like.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that can work. I mean, for some people, it ends up working, but for some people, once they lose the title, it's just not the same, because they already did it, and then what's left? So what I'm asking is, like, is that what's going on with Casey Gordon, or is that not what's going on?
No, I think what's going on with Casey Gordon is the fact that it was the culmination of what, in the notes here, it says, for the CCL, it's the Blacklist versus Geddes, but it's really the Blacklist versus the Doctor's Order. And after that initial match, after the battling and the feuding and all that, I think it kind of, that whole storyline is now, you're kind of dealing with probably what they're going to be dealing with in the next Star Wars movie, the remnants. You're dealing with the remnants of the Blacklist, and I think that's kind of what's going on. That storyline is not quite closed out, but it will be closed out very shortly, because it'll be the last match between Ray and the last match between Ray and the last match between Casey Gordon. So I think I think that's what it comes down to is the storyline just loses once any story reaches the climax, and the climax was Future Shock. I think when anything reaches the climax, we all know it just kind of goes downhill from there, and that's exactly what happened with Casey. It's not that Casey's lost any ground; it's that the story's kind of coming to its end.
All right. Well, what do you guys see with the story being done? I mean, this is kind of a little bit of looking into the future and kind of look what's going on right now. Is Casey Gordon? Is there another? Because he had a huge run.
What I see is that maybe the blacklist is ending over there, but I mean it's still pretty heavy over in DCA currently.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, and
like
that's what it is. Like,
on, pretty much.
It was DCA and CCL in their Super Show, and that story is kind of wrapping up. All is going to be normal in COH and CCL for a little bit, and then of course there's talk, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything here because of what Travis posted to Eddie, saying like clear as day on the board, saying it's not that it will happen, it's when will it happen, confirming of course a CCL COH kind of storyline, kind of like with DW. Kind of like with DCA, so
and the seed's kind of planted too. With Nitro showing up.
Yeah, with Nitro showing up on that,
that was pretty big there. That was cool.
Yeah, that was good to see Nitro show up on CCL for that. I like that too. Whenever I was watching the other week.
And
it felt kind of special knowing that I would be the person to ignite this whole thing with CCO and COH. So I was just going like, really? You want me to be the first person to start this whole thing?
Yeah, send the fucking Aussie in.
That was well, no, I mean it was.
Send a prisoner over there.
How it happened was, I'd raised some not concern, but I'd raised something. I talked to Nitro, and he'll tell you we were doing commentary one day. And at the end of it, what did I tell you? I said, I think they're looking to do this thing. How would you like to? I'll talk to Eddie and Travis about you potentially being the spark of all this. And what I do, I contacted you, Travis, and then I contacted Eddie, and you guys both liked the idea, and bam, before you know, we've got Nitro on the show, kicking off or planting this seed. So.
But Nitro next time win.
I mean,
that'd be nice.
I mean,
hey, at least I eliminated somebody. At least I didn't just get in there and just be eliminated in the first second.
Fuck, stop talking about all my Royal Rumble matches.
It's pretty intimate. We're gonna see the show happen.
At some point.
It's gonna happen.
But it's gonna happen. But it's nice to see these the steps here. A show that we do know is going to be happening is DCA and COH, which we've seen a poster. So what happened with this? I'm assuming that the last time Travis was on way back when we were in Jersey, that was the Super Show you were talking about?
No.
No?
Neither.
My God, Travis, stop talking to people. Come on. All these Super Shows. How are you going to do these?
Because I remember, I can't believe who said that. Someone said a while back that one thing Call was missing was Super Shows.
No, I've tried to put that.
I think if Super Shows get overused, then they'll just lose their luster and everything. Like, Super Shows should just be like, once in a while things.
I agree.
I agree. It's nice to do it, though. Like, once or twice a year, if it's like, it's cool to do.
Like
I remember, when AWF and COH did one,
especially
last
this
year,
especially this upcoming year with Call starts hitting you with Super Show after Super Show pretty much coming up with this tournament.
Yeah, it's a long-ass tournament.
You're welcome.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But, what can D-Wall, Travis...
Come on, give us some...
What's going on with this Super Show? When is it going to happen?
Give us something.
D-Wall, you want to go?
I guess I can say between probably February and April.
There you go.
As soon as, because I have to get my new system and get all of the people created and everything, obviously, get used to the new system, get some of COH's guys and everything. Before
PS4 sucks.
Hey, no.
Okay, Doc. Again,
Do not support that.
Again, Doc. Again,
He supports ISIS.
Yes. Sorry,
Okay,
guys.
we're officially going
And there it
we're
is.
officially going to get copyrighted for that.
And there
Yeah,
it is.
we'll edit that part out.
Yeah, you
But
just gotta mute it and have Steve's face over it and say Steve moment. Please stand by.
but you know, it's going to happen at some point in next year, early next year. There's going to be we're going to try and get matches that the fans want to see mostly, not just not ones that just we choose, because then it won't be as fan oriented as we'd like it to be. We want
People
the fans.
power.
Yeah, we want to know what the fans would like, what matches the fans would want to see from which DCA superstars want to face off against COH's superstars and things like that. So that's what type of super show it's going to be mostly.
Yeah, and I wanted to do one match where like a DCA and a COH guy team up against another DCA and COH guy. Kind of mix it up a bit.
Who says a COH or a DCA guy can't get along and they're two heels and shit against two faces?
I find that interesting and cool, because a lot of people, when they hear super shows, like they kind of think all super shows have to be
facing each other.
Yeah, like DCA versus COH.
Yeah, that's not what this is going to be. No.
Like it's a super show. Like they're going to have so you're having the stars from both shows who are competing. I mean, you can have it where it's a COH guy and a DCA guy teaming up, and it's weird that like more shows haven't done that, because that's what you do at super shows. But it's weird that that's such a big thing. Well, but because people don't do it.
I mean, you can see it with CCL. I mean, for the Super Show, COH, CCL. I mean, if me and Ray weren't feuding right now, hell, me and Ray pretty much are character-wise. Alright, Ray's more better than me, alright, I admit that one, but, on the heel level, I would say me and Ray are trying to be, kind of the same. I mean, me and Ray talk on Facebook, private messaging all the time, and, our conflicts of character, I feel, is exactly the same. And me and Ray being a tag team against another two people, what I would say, CCL's version of a COH character, it would work. And I like the idea of that. I mean,
I like that idea too, man.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, we don't even have any matches set because, we want to know what the fans want to see happen, like which two guys they want to really see face off against each other,
I would like to see...
The only match I've seen a lot of is Ray and M Accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that would happen in COH, but that's just one I've heard.
I would like to see Amazing Punk take on the whole roster.
Run the gauntlet.
Well, I mean, Ray is in DCA also, so it would be kind of, it wouldn't be like which brand would he represent. He'd just be like representing both, I guess, in that instance. So
listen, if I'm picking a match, it's two chill guys. I want Smokey versus Goonie.
Wow.
Yes, Smokey versus Goonie will work.
Oh my god, that would be great.
Stoners brawl.
It's going to be Amazing Punk in the gauntlet, but the thing is...
Amazing Punk versus the whole Blacklist.
No, but the thing is... No, it's the whole...
Amazing Punk versus Everyday Viking.
No, Amazing Punk versus the whole DCA roster. But the only way the match ends is if Amazing Punk gets a pinfall. If Amazing Punk gets pinned, obviously the next person comes out.
Oh shit, they're just like, okay, I won next. And then he's just like, I haven't lost yet. And then when he wins, I win. You all lost.
It's a rotating door.
Personally, I'd like to see somebody like who would Zack Stone face, because right now, I know we're gonna get to DCA later on, but right now he's like one of my most over characters because of the storyline he's in. Like I said, I'll discuss that later on. But I'd really love to see him in a match with somebody that could really give him a good match.
I think Stone and Blair would be good.
Yeah.
They're kind of. They're not.
I can't say anything. That's biased. I can't say nothing.
Oh, you can say.
This Cash is modest.
Okay, Cash.
Okay,
You can say what you can say.
I think it would work. I think it would work. They both are having like pretty much the same story. I mean, Zack Stone had his girlfriend get punched the fuck out by Dante Styles, and then he's at the same time he's got Jordan Sylvia costing him the CCL national title, and I mean he's still the Celestial champion. But who knows how long that's going to take till Sylvia and Washington get involved in that. And then you got Caleb Blair, who his supposed best friend, screwed him out of a world title shot. So he kicked him in the head and tried to get him fired. And now he's going after the Patriot because Patriot did something that he couldn't do, and that was win. So I mean, I guess it's the same path, and they're both very dark, edgy characters.
Edgy.
So edgy, you get paper cuts.
They both have the same kind of rebel mentality. At this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sometimes they do things that you just hate, but then on the other side you can cheer them because of what they're going through.
I don't think you can cheer Caleb Blair, but okay.
I mean, I've only seen bits and pieces of Caleb Blair's stuff for a while because I have DCA things and but
it's cool, dude. It's cool.
I'm just saying they both kind of have that same mentality in a way.
Oh shit! I haven't seen any. No, dude, I'm gonna bust your balls here for a second. I haven't seen any Caleb Blair stuff because I have a life.
Because I have a life.
I'm fucking with you, bro.
Yeah, those things that we use to make money and experience the world around us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, this is fun, and then we'll see what happens at the COH and DCA Super Show. But a Super Show that did happen, that created a lot of buzz, was the Super Show, which I'm sure Adam's got a lot to say about, NJCW, ACW. Yeah. That was an interesting show. You guys had some build going to that
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
I don't.
Never heard of it.
Moving on, let's go to another subject then.
No, it was a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely would help my jump start.
I mean, geez, look at NJCW before and after.
I got probably about 30 subscribers out of that. And then, of course, the viewership. And, it worked out exactly how I wanted it to, and the show was just fun.
It worked. Your master plan worked. You mooched the viewership from ACW.
I did it! I did what I wanted. But no.
And then you kicked them to the curb.
Obviously, ACW being one of the federations that made me want to do CAW. And then getting to work with them. And Hakeem's such a chill dude. He's so nice. He has nothing but respect for everybody for what they do and has nothing but the utmost, to help people. And we did the show, and of course it had the, we brought ACW in, and then ACW, of course, they have a traditional setup to how they do their shows, and then there's us, who, of course, my whole thing is I just want to have fun, so it doesn't matter. There's no setup. So to have ACW have more of a fun environment and just the commentary itself of Akeem having to deal with myself, Jay, and Andrew with our stupid personas, we made for a very entertaining show.
And it was an entertaining show. It was.
That's all I plan on doing. I just want to give people entertainment. I don't care about stupid commenters and shit. It's there for fun. That's my goal.
And I totally agree with Hakeem's personality. I've talked to him on Facebook a few times. He gave me advice for my league. Yeah, he seems like a very swell guy.
And he works with D-Wall and DCA as a commentator, who also had a match.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
And he made me all really happy when I found out that he really likes my Fed.
But yeah, no.
And I noticed me.
that's not the only Super Show that we have planned. So.
Oh, there's gonna be another one.
Well, no, I mean, we will probably work again in the future, but I mean, for NJCW, that's the Super
you're
Show.
talking about just yeah, I know you've been talking.
As I'm going to break it here.
Oh, don't hurt anyone.
Of a Super Show that is happening that Sako is aware of.
I'm aware of a lot of things.
Because I'll announce it. There's no date yet, but I'll get it out of the way now. Is that NJCW and AWF will be having a Super Show this year.
Oh.
Is it? Wait, well,
next year. Next year. Sorry, I thought it was 2016. Okay. Next year.
Yeah.
Fantasy versus original.
Ooh.
That doesn't really happen very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the figment of reality is going to break.
The crazy wacky character.
So when Brock Manson goes into there, he's gonna whoop Superman.
Brock Manson's gonna fight Winnie the Pooh.
Bowser.
He's gonna fight Winnie the Pooh.
No, he's gotta fight the big
Bowser. No, come on. Who's going to fight Winnie the Pooh, and that's going to be Sonny.
So, no, yes. The crazy nonsensicalness.
Sonny's not even in AWF, but okay.
No. You could see Sonny doing an open challenge promo, and then Winnie the Pooh's theme song comes on and goes, oh.
Winnie the O. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh who?
Winnie the Pooh.
He wouldn't even get to the match.
Oh man.
So there's that. So that will be happening, and there's other talks of combination feds. There's nothing official set in stone, so I can't say any of that. But the Young Lions Cup will be back again, which means 8 more feds will have the ability to gain a contract.
Yeah, it's been since the last round.
Last round, Nitro, the show's been done.
Yeah, but when was the last time that you uploaded it?
Nitro's been uploaded for about 2 or 3 months now.
The full thing?
Yes.
I feel so stupid right now.
Well, shit.
Well, shit. So yes, it'll be back, and this year, I'm gonna try and make it instead of having the 8 real wrestlers and the 8 fantasy, I'm gonna try and get 16 federations to have their own tournament itself. And I'm also bringing the TOD back. That'll start in
man, that just gives me a headache.
And in the TOD this year, instead of 4 representatives, I'm going to be getting 8 federations to have representatives in the TOD.
Oh man, my head hurts.
Love doing tournaments.
Because there's nothing more that I like.
It's tournament season. Everybody brace yourselves.
There's nothing more than I like than giving everybody a fair chance.
It's like let's take the idea from Call Stars and times that by 100 and give us some crack cocaine.
Well, no, I mean, Lions Cup has its purpose. It's for people that don't get a lot of the exposure, and that's what happens. Of course, Aaron Yeager won, and he's had a phenomenal career both in MyFed and over in ACW. So there you go. And then there's the TOD and everything. I know everybody's like, tournaments are overplayed, but I don't care. I give everybody a fair chance. That's all I care about. Because you lived in a past where federations were always against working with each other, and that's not how it is today.
Or at least not as much.
We're a community.
I mean, because
Oh no.
What?
Oh.
What happened?
A community.
Oh.
It's trending. It's now trending.
No, it's not.
Trending.
Shit.
Alright, Adam, now, I know the answer to this, because we were talking about it earlier, but where's Xanadu?
Where's the Super Show?
Where's the Super Show?
I started recording.
Of course, beginning of the year, the fucking account went, and I lost everything, so that put me 2 months behind, and then I've had, issues with getting people ready for commentary and stuff. Xanadu is on its way. The pre-show is completely edited. The full show, of course, is being longer because there's 14 matches on the full show. I don't care. I go out. That should be in December. And that'll be the end of Season 1, which there wasn't a lot in Season 1, But for me, it was enough for season 1. And I got a great response from it. So, of course, looking forward to the new year, and there will be an update video on a lot of stuff, because the women are getting their own show. The men are getting their own show, and there's a second brand a third brand that'll be introduced as well. That'll all be in an update video, so.
So what I got from that was blame Andrew. Okay.
Essentially?
Fucking Andrew.
Now, you mentioned the women. I feel this is a good tie-in to Queens of Wrestling. This is I know D-Wall, you have this is your realm here.
Yes.
Now, I heard a lot of talk about this. I mean, some people might not know, but women's call wrestling's making a comeback.
It's more like it's making an emergence, really, because
it never was.
It never was like big around. It was just like shows had it, but never really got a lot.
No, but there were shows that had.
But never really had a lot of attention, though. Really.
Well, no, I think everything Frederick James Francis did was big.
Yeah.
I mean, he focused on
HD.
I mean, he focused a lot on, of course, he had VWF, which ran for a while. And
NGW.
NGW the same. Damn it, Cash. Bad Cash.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, Fred. Don't stab me.
He probably definitely caused the culminate, the beginning of what it would be. And then, of course, every federation would have, here's our women's division. And then, this year, it's definitely taken its own form, and it's become bigger. It's now on par with most actual, male-based federations. Of course, the Wildcats over in DCA is a huge fan base. Queens of Wrestling was a huge show with a lot of people who watched it and came out for the live stream for it.
How I think a lot of that you gotta give a lot of credit to D-Wall for his Wildcats division, which I hear a lot about the Wildcats when it comes to DCA, a lot, sometimes even more than, the men's, which I think is actually pretty cool, even though I don't have a women's division myself.
Ashley Walsh.
Shush. But I think it's cool because it's different, and there are people who are really interested in. I'd like to Adam. You're doing a men's brand and a women's brand.
I'm gonna do a PCW women's division eventually.
Sirens are getting that's also because my Sirens division is 75 people.
You have you have so many people on your roster.
I don't care.
Good luck paying all the PlayStation Network.
Yeah, they get peanuts.
They get peanuts. Oh, so what's going on with the Wildcats now, and what can we look forward to for the new year?
Well, I mean, I know, I did when I told this story to a few people, but when I started the Wildcats division, it was just the regular women's division, like any other league. Is just there, It had a match on takedown here and there and then stuff like that. And then I think what really started it was the women's Gateway to Heaven ladder match that I did last season. And a lot of people liked it, and it was different because you didn't expect 6 women to be in a ladder match for a guaranteed women's title shot at your biggest event. And that was I can make the women's division a lot better and treat it, with more respect. So I decided to give the women their own show, and it turned into something much bigger than its own show. It's now like a brand itself now. And, they have CPVs of their own now, and, the Wildcats division is getting more exposure in other places. I hear so much about it from other people that say, hey, you do a great job on your Wildcats division. And, sometimes it does get more attention than the men's division does. And I think it's in turn of the storylines and the attention that it's been given to the Wildcats. And I think, with that and ACW's Glamour X division and the Sirens division and the Bombshells and CCL and everything, I think it's just like you said, an emergence of women's call wrestling is coming in, and more people are getting into women's car wrestling than before.
Yeah. I just want to point out that I like that all these shows have different names for their women's division. That's actually really cool. It's better than mine. I had a Divas division, which was terrible.
Well, in DCA we banned the word diva. Apparently,
you should. That's a terrible term.
It's banned. You can't use that word. So yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate it. Like it's another thing when you hear that that your division is booked better and has better storylines than the big Fed, like WWE's. I mean, I'm not saying that we're comparing the two or anything like that, because this is two totally different things, but it's in terms of, you're getting attention and you're getting recognition for the work you put in, in that sense.
And, I mean, since we're talking a lot here about DCA, we got to say what a year you guys have had. Nice resurgence, and you guys, a lot of your last few shows, a lot of people really dig in, and DCA's popularity is really rising up through the ranks. I think people can agree with that.
Yeah.
I know you guys had the show a few months ago that was getting a lot of buzz. I know Cash was a big fan of that.
I think it was Proving Ground 2. The first one back from the first one of the new season, and a lot of people enjoyed that.
Yeah, so I really like that you guys are getting the ball, you're rolling with it. I mean, what's next with DCA? Because you guys got to keep going on this momentum ball.
Yeah. Right now, it's going to be going into next year, going to the next gen systems and see where it goes from there. I know, got the COH crossover, and of course I talked about the Wildcats division. So, it's wherever it goes, I'm hoping that people enjoy it, and that this resurgence of popularity keeps going. For the work that's being put in as opposed to last season. It's because if you look back from last season and this season, it's totally different now. I mean, I look back sometimes at my old shows and I'm like, man, everybody looks different. The storylines are different. Just everything's just changing, and it's for the better, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone here who's not switching to next gen for call owners in the call?
I will as soon as I get my system. Like, that's the only reason.
I don't know if I will. I don't know if I will or not, because I don't. I don't have I don't think I can afford like a HD capture thing for the PS4.
If you can't, there's a share feature.
Yeah, but it only does like 15 minutes, and that'd be a bitch to edit, man.
That's how I've been capturing games over.
I don't know. I got myself a capture card. I'm doing too.
I have a capture card, but I've been testing out this PlayStation 4 one. So far, it's been fine.
Out of the 3 feds that I'm running, only one of them is switching at the moment.
Only
the Sirens I'm going to keep on 14 until I find out on whether or not I want to switch it, and then CMC, which will debut soon, is strictly.
Yeah, the Wildcats are staying on 14 for now, too. But Takedown's definitely moving to 16. And also Sudden Impact, my developmental show, is moving to 16 too, in case anybody wants to join it. So,
and my league's going to be on 2K16, but I plan on using the story designer from 2K14 for scenarios and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to do.
Yeah. Now, that brings up an interesting thing. I mean, not that this is really a review thing, but it's been a big talk around call with the promos. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
How it used to be.
Yeah. So does anyone know exactly what they're going to do for the promos? I know what I'm doing once I get a second controller.
What's that? 2K16?
Yeah.
If I do it, I'm going to just use the scenes for 2K14, and then.
I already know what I'm doing, but I'll get to that when we get to my fed.
I have this. Well, with the fact that I'm canceling weekly shows, I'm going to bring a video wire in, and I'll use the story designer for the video wires, and then of course all the matches will be on 16.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, the thing that some people are like, that I've heard is that, back beforehand, because, ACW was doing it and other feds were doing it, they just had two people, one person standing in the ring and the other person standing on the ramp, and then you zoom into the one person in the ring doing the promo, and then when the other guy came out, he just came out, and they did it like that, and there's these call owners now, they're like, oh, I can't do 16 because they don't have story designer. Well, people were doing story designer before there was story designer.
That's what I'm going to do once I get a second controller.
All the feds that our shows have grown up from watching. That. And they were able to make those shows get like almost 2,000 viewerships, and granted, the one thing about those games that we don't have with 16 is that you don't have the, how they would hack the game so you can go into the back by there. We don't have that.
But we have backstage arenas, though.
Well, there's no office, though.
Yeah, but but still, like, you can still work around it, and if you have 14 and you didn't delete the guys from 14, just use that as just do backstage scenes. When you do backstage scenes, and there you go. That solves the problem.
That's why I'm not getting rid of my PS3.
I'm not getting rid of my 360 if I can avoid it.
Me neither.
See, I'm not getting rid of my PS3, but my 2K14 is shot.
That's your fault.
That's not my fault.
You can still get another 2K14.
It's going to be a lot cheaper.
No, I tried. It's the file that's damaged. So,
you need to restore your PS. Or erase the whole game file off of it.
You have to redo everyone again?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's why once AWF comes back within the next week, it will be on 2K16 for full, and I'm just going to work with it. Unfortunately, I can't do what I did in the early days of AWF for promos and just get Mr. Kennedy's entrance.
Because, in all honesty, people obviously we can't stay on 14 forever.
No.
Everybody had a switch.
Everybody has to move on at some point.
15 wasn't going to cut it, but 16
is much better.
Yeah. I think, everyone had, the feeling it was you can't do another year of 14. You gotta...
Yeah, because, 17 most likely will have story designer because... Even the 2K people said that they probably would because they wanted to make it better and not just half-ass it, which I understand. But you can't stay on 14 forever.
The 2K
even my Wildcats division is going to have to move to 16 regardless. Even if I had to make another save file just for the Wildcats, I'll do that because I'll have to move eventually.
Well, how I see it is just Core's just going back down its roots, to be honest. Most people who started Core, that are in this Core, we all started pretty much 2008.
2007.
Yeah.
2008, 7, probably 2006. And the games we had back then was like SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, which I would say was the biggest one out of them all. And then obviously we went up and up and up. But that didn't really have any story designer at all. We was just half-assed in the old, show, and it was just okay, so we got Pyro for the opener, and then it's match. There was no story designer to it. So to me, it's just you're just taking a few steps back in Core. And then eventually it will, obviously, with all the games of 2K. Don't shoot the messenger with 2K yet. They've just took the game. THQ pretty much made a shitty job of all the games since they brought it out. We've just accepted it because it's been the norm with THQ because it was just
we did what we could.
Yeah, it was it's just another shitty game by THQ. We'll accept it. But now it's 2K's no, we're not accepting this anymore. This is fucking shit. We're not fucking trying to give you shit. I know they did with the PS3. They've proper shitted on the PS3 and Xbox 360. But with the next gen consoles, they've actually tried to make an effort with it and say, right, we're not giving you shit. 2K14. Yeah, it was still a THQ game, but they was only just given the the rights to WWE games, and they was just like, well, shit, we haven't got enough time to bring out a new game, so that was WWE 13, but on the TK branding, and they just put new people in it. They didn't really play with the engine, so I mean, this is all new engine. I mean, I was talking to Steve the other day about it, and obviously, they're improving on the engine, and obviously there's some stuff that, obviously we don't like. Obviously, Steve didn't like the new pin system, but I mean, I'm a person who likes to play the game as a gamer rather than a YouTuber, and I like the new pin system. It's something new for people who are not playing as with two controllers. It's like more of an online play. I play a lot online. And I think it's different.
Used to it. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah, and with all the new animations and stuff, it's easier to tell a story in the ring than it is if you're on 14, because you have them crawling to the ropes, you have them, when you hit your finisher and your stamina's real low, they bend to one knee, or they just go on the ground and crawl to make put an arm over you for a pin. And back in the day you couldn't do that. You couldn't really tell a story as much with, as much limitations as the old games did. But now that you have the new games and they're trying to make it more realistic to the actual, WWE, you can actually tell more of a story with your matches, which I really like about it personally.
I mean,
same here.
All I'm going to say is, if 2K, obviously we're on 2K16 now, if 2K17 comes out on PC, that's it. Core will change drastically.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if they have story designer, it's going to be epic. Being on PC, you can do shitloads of mods. I mean, with 2K15, one simple mod I did was I changed the entrance video. And, I mean, I posted it on the COH page with a custom core Titantron. And that is one thing I hope that this year they probably might bring it out on PC, because I mean, even with 2K16, it's going to be awesome on PC.
I've wanted custom car Titantron since 13, except making them a whole lot better than 13 was.
Oh yeah, I remember how 13 had that.
Yeah.
A Titantron mode.
They were generic.
Who knows what? Yeah, well, and things. Who knows what you're going to be able to import into the game, and
that's another thing that I like that 2K did for call owners. It's a lot easier to put your logos in the game now that they have the importer.
Oh yeah, I mean this is where a lot of people are wanting to make custom arenas, especially when it comes to CPVs. I mean, for example, I mean with Travis, I mean with COH, I mean, to be honest, it was just awful trying to get like logos put into the game. I mean, half of us was hacking it into the game, or either you make it in the game first using obviously the paint tool, and then you take a screenshot of that and then make it all HD for the posters and all that. But I'm loving it. I mean, it's making my life easier, because I don't like to brag about it, but I'm pretty much a god in Photoshop. But when it came to using 2K14 and using the paint tool, I was like, yeah, I'll leave that to Ray to do it.
Yeah, it sucks because for me personally, I really would like to have my new Takedown logo, my new Wildcats logo, my CPV logos, that kind of stuff in the game, but it's so hard to either make them in Paint Tool or hack them in that it's just you get stuck with this generic looking arena, and you have to be content with it. But now I can actually have my logos imported into it, whether it be from my phone or direct from the PS4, I can have my logos in there, so that way it makes it look more original, instead of generic.
Yeah, it's going to be some cool stuff, and one of the first people to really put out a show on 2K16 was with SWA. So, Steve, since you were the first one to put out, how was it? Because I know it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't, because the kick-out system, as Scott said, to correct what he said, I didn't say I hated it. I said it was frustrating if you're trying to do CAW, because obviously CAW is a whole different breadwinner. When you're just playing a match, just for the sake of a match, if you're just trying to have fun, the kick-out system's awesome. It's a great way to have a fun match with a computer or with your friends or what have you. When you're actually trying to do a match where you want specific things to happen, and the kick-out system obviously is going to operate the way it's meant to operate, then it could be a little bit frustrating. So, that match with Nate the Great and Kevin Cross, that match that you see was attempt number 6 at recording it.
Wow.
6 times.
Whoa.
Because I could not get used to the fucking kick-out system at first. But I was able to rig the balancing so that I can be able to make the match a little bit longer. But suffice to say, otherwise, as far as matches go, couldn't ask for a better game. The game is good. I think my only criticism towards the game itself is everybody's criticism to it is the submission system. It's very bad. If they tried to take UFC Undisputed 3.
Bad.
Yeah, they tried to take UFC Undisputed 3, and they just failed. But, yeah, that was my experience with the actual recording process, the matches.
Now, this is for everyone here. What do you guys think about SWA's return show? Thank you, Adam.
So good.
I liked it.
It's
Well,
so
no,
good.
because I've heard nothing but mixed reactions, and I thought it was a pretty good show.
Mixed reactions. I
thought it was a good show.
I like the format.
I liked
Not
it.
gonna-
It was a
I mean,
good show. It was a simple start. Steve didn't do too much.
No.
It was a good introduction.
I thought the characters
Yeah.
looked nice.
That was a match that I think a lot of people, besides them two themselves, a lot of people have been wanting to see between them. And putting Jay with Nate was just gold. They're going to be great.
Sonny finally got his heel gimmick he's been wanting.
Yeah, let's now. All right, because I know Sonny's going to want to hear this. So Sonny, this is for you.
Moving on to the next
Sonny-
subject.
So why
Oh.
So Sonny, he did a new character, and if you've talked to Sonny in the last month or so, you know he's had this idea for this character. What do you guys think of Sonny's new heel character? I like it. I like the promo he did. I know some people liked it, some people didn't.
Probably his best thing he's done.
That's what I think. Some people, like me and Adam, for example, think it's like one of the best things he's done. It's really
It's
good.
not like it's not amazing.
It's not the greatest promo of all time, but
yeah.
you know, it's not like it's good. I enjoyed it, and you can tell he really likes doing that. But some people have also said that they thought it sucked. You know,
Who said this sucked? I'm not, because I put on the page, give me your thoughts on the show, and not one person has given me their
Yeah,
thoughts.
because nobody ever tells everybody.
no one ever says it. There's
Nobody
always
ever says, "Oh, it sucked," because they're afraid.
No,
of
but I went on the page and I said, let me know your thoughts on the show.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what they liked, what they didn't like, and not one person gave me their feedback.
These days, take it from experience. Actually, I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to go into that. But
Do
yeah.
it.
I'm just going to say this: you don't really get a lot of thoughts on whether your show is good or bad these days.
You don't say.
I'll say this, and so it's not completely positive, because I know you're like probably all of us here that hate when everyone just says it's great, it's a great show. What
I'll even take that. It's just nobody gave their thoughts. Actually, hold up. Let me take that back. Ryan gave his thoughts, and he only gave thoughts of what he thought thus far, because he was up to, I guess, the first tag match.
Now, you did the whole tag team matches on the show, and there were some interesting teams. Now, Saeed, Muhammad, and Fisk, which I'm a fan of both. Is there a reason for their team, or were they thrown together? Or?
I don't want to give too much out because that would spoil what I have planned for both of them. But suffice to say that there's an interesting tidbit since you bring up the tag teams. There is a glitch within WWE 2K16, and it's a very heinous glitch, and I don't know if anybody else has this. But I have a team called the Antiques. It involves Adolf Chaplin and the Masked Superstar. Adolf Chaplin's supposed to be a mixture of Charlie Chaplin, Adolf Hitler, and Masked Superstar is supposed to be like one of those generic Masked Superstars that you see in the carnival days. They're supposed to be a spin-off of the Vaudevillains. So I gave them the Vaudevillains entrance and the theme song. The problem is that if I try to record their entrance, like say I set up the match, Antiques versus, who do they face? They face Saeed, Muhammad, and Fisk. Their models don't show up in the entrance. All you see is a blank entrance. For some odd reason. I don't get why. So if you watch the show, you'll notice that the arena's different when they're coming out, and that's because of that glitch. And it's a glitch that's pretty bad, especially if the Antiques come out second, because if they come out second, the game freezes. Mm-hmm. So I have to use that preview when you do the entrance previews. So you'll always get the raw entrance. But as far as Saeed, Muhammad, and Fisk, there is a reason.
Is that on the PS4 or the Xbox One?
PS4.
Okay.
Because I'll say, this is what I thought, and, this is just me off the first episode. I'm sure there's a plan and more to come. Because I was wondering from why they were teaming up. And I remember Adam T told me, they're big, these undefeated monsters, and they're teaming up. And it's a cool idea, but it was weird because then they lost, because I was kind of like, well, that goes against them being undefeated.
Well, yeah, obviously you saw what happened. Fisk grabbed the rope, the referee didn't see it. So now there's that whole controversy, and now they get the rematch. But the whole point to SWA, again, I was going to mention this earlier, was the way I'm working around 2K16 with the whole thing is I'm basically making it like a COD company that's different from everybody else, which is treated more like a sport, in other words. Like how UFC builds up their fights. Just get the two guys.
I like that.
Yeah, like for example, the next show is going to be Scott Adams versus Kevin Cross for the title. I want those two in a call, and I'm going to ask them questions each, just building up to their big match. Like asking Scott, what do you think about your opponent Kevin? Kevin, what do you think about your opponent Scott? Blah, blah, blah. Just make it simple. I think it's simpler for me to handle with 2K16, and not only that, it's different from what everybody else is doing.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's really good. I like simple, and that's what I like. It's going to be really cool. I like different. SWA, a lot of people liking the return, hopefully, and hopefully there's more to come, because more shows the better. Other shows that have made their comeback, kind of, YWF.
Somewhat they've made the return. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, they made the return. It got hyped up and everything.
And already we are being talked about now.
Yeah, now me, I'm maybe a little bit different from maybe someone else when it comes to YWF. I've never really been a fan of YWF. I've seen stuff from time to time, but that's about it. And I honestly wouldn't have watched the show if I didn't get message from Cash that there was something big that happened in the beginning of the show. And then that
was at Anarchy Rules. They did release an episode of Explosion.
They did?
Yeah.
They did? Okay, so wow, they
released
that
episode of Mayhem and Explosion, actually.
I didn't even know. I thought they just released one show.
No, they released Mayhem and Explosion.
Yeah. That shows how much I follow YWF.
Yeah, the Explosion, that was the Amazing Punk and Levi.
Oh, jeez. I'm so upset I missed that.
I can tell you're very serious, sir.
I have got to say, I did message Marco I think it's a couple of months ago now, saying that I was interested in joining. The only reason why I said that I was interested in joining is because I thought, well, I want to give like different core shows a chance and actually join them, and I might appreciate the show a little bit more if I was part of the show. Because I know a lot of people, they go in, oh, I can't be bothered to watch a show because I'm not in it, and it's like, I thought, well, you know, everybody that I've spoken to, I've either been in YWF or left YWF, and I feel like, well, let's give it a go. Let's see what their booking is compared to somebody else. I mean, if I don't like it, you don't have to stay around. You're not forced to. But then again, this is YWF. You might have a contract where it says you must stay here for like 23 days. AKA 23 episodes.
Yeah.
Chopped.
I'll say this with the recent YWF comeback. It's because of YWF that now the original Patriot, Del Wilkes, knows of Caw Patriot.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know about
Okay,
this.
so basically I get a phone call from Marco. Marco says, I need to talk to you, like, right away. So I'm like, okay. We have each other's numbers because we've actually met up at a couple WrestleManias, so we've always had to keep in contact when we meet up with each other. So he has my number and he calls me. And he says, Steve, I want you to look at this. And he shows me a picture of a comment from somebody who seems to be Del Wilkes' wife. And I'm looking at this, because Chronix had sent me the same thing, and I'm just like, wait a minute, this can't be real. And it's a comment saying, don't associate this Patriot with our Patriot. And I'm just sitting here like, oh shit. Del Wilkes now knows about this Patriot. Now, I feel bad, because as soon as it came up, Chronix had to hit the low blow. Because, let me say this, I did not say this, I am quoting somebody else. Chronix, I think it was Chronix that said this, but if he didn't, please say so. Somebody had said that the Caw Patriot's more over than the Del Wilkes Patriot. And I'm like, ouch. That's like, oh, that's right here, like in the childhood, because I loved Del Wilkes Patriot. So, I actually messaged him saying, listen, this isn't a dig at you. This guy just likes to do this for fun. He's not making any profits off of it. And a certain somebody in this call, I won't mention Travis's name, wanted to start a feud with the real Patriot and the Caw Patriot.
God damn it.
Yeah, Travis. Well, cat's out of the bag now.
The reason I'm revealing this is because it was like a
Gee, I wonder who it was.
This is the part where Travis goes, alright guys, Del Wilkes come to see you.
No, he never got back to me.
He never got back to me.
It's supposed to be a surprise.
No, but he never got back to me, so I assume he doesn't even give a shit or whatever.
So guys, when Worlds Collide, when Caleb Blair beats the Patriot with the help of Del Wilkes.
Yeah, but the thing is that comment real?
It is, because I looked through the channel, I made my research. I researched up the ass to make sure that was the real Patriot, because I did not want to misinterpret, and to my dismay, that channel belongs to his wife.
Yeah, it was. I clicked on it and I looked at it too.
I even looked at their Google account to make sure. I didn't want to be misinterpreted. So, yes, that does belong to Del Wilkes. Or at least his wife, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
so YWF, good job there.
They finally got relevancy for something something they didn't do.
I got lucky.
Well, one show
they're dead again.
They are dead again.
But the Anarchy
Another
Rules
show
was good.
Yes.
I'll say it was one of the better shows they had.
I beat Chronix, and I did an Alabama Slam to the table to his wife.
The first 10 minutes were good. That's all I saw.
Because that's all you wanted to see.
Not even. I didn't even know what I was going to watch. I saw it and I was like, oh.
Well, at least YWF didn't have to.
Not the Alex Enterprise. Just Alex Enterprise. Now
Well,
another show.
Very, very skinny. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, he lost some weight.
Yeah.
You know.
He's been gone a while, you know.
Hasn't been eating. But Another show that made their big return, and although they haven't had a show in a little bit, hopefully they will be having a show soon, is CWS, which a lot of people, at least from what I got, seem to like the new CWS. And I know I like the new CWS because it has the same element that, even though it's different, like SWA, it's something different. Like SWA has like the sports look with it, while like CWS has like, it's really story and TV drama. And I thought that was cool, and I liked the characters in there, and also AJ made his return on the last episode, which should bring all kinds of intrigue.
I mean, there was a lot of talk about it when he did.
Yeah. So when people say AJ isn't over. So what do you guys think of the new CWS, and hopefully another episode on the way soon? So Nate, come on, we want to see it.
Yeah, Nate, we're all looking at you.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, Adam's looking at you.
No,
Adam, stop it. That's
he
weird.
wants you to come. He wants you to come his way. He has something he wants to say.
No.
You're both in Jersey.
Yeah.
Nate, won't you come?
I find it really crazy that me and Nate live in the same state. We have not done a video promo. I mean, especially since we're feuding in COH.
Well, I mean, if you guys do it, can you come pick me up? I'm still on the street.
Lazy bum.
I'm still on
I
the
have no car. I don't drive. I'm in the metropolitan area.
I do have a giant hole in my stomach.
Yes, that's fine. Just stay there. We'll come back for it.
Walk it off.
See, right now I'm dealing with a main eventer. Okay.
Oh.
You are a soon-to-be main eventer.
Shoot.
Well, not if he gets.
Not if I never get up.
Yes, because you are buried.
It's a flesh wound.
Oh, nah, but
a flesh wound.
They definitely. Yeah, good stuff. I always liked Nate's stuff. I just wish, I guess it's probably, like, whatever it is, he makes a comeback and it's great, and then it doesn't continue, and he's had issues with capture cards and games and stuff. But, coming off the AJ return, he has to ride with that.
There's some momentum there.
And
I really hope he doesn't wait too long.
And hopefully, with AJ being back and him going back to CWS, AJ cuts a promo on how he went into the Fountain of Youth.
That's my only concern with watching CWS, is because obviously Nate's had a history of starting a car company. He gets into it, and then something happens, and then he's no longer into it. Not to say he should be blamed for it. I can understand his position. Like, YouTube becomes a pain in the ass, but YouTube seems to be less copyright restricted now. So I've heard. I mean, I've uploaded SWA. I haven't gotten any problems. It's still up, even though I've used free music.
It's because they're slowly building up YouTube Red.
Right. Well,
that and the copyright system is slowly becoming less and less restrictive, from what I've heard.
Yeah, exactly. I'm cool with that. That's been my hesitation, especially coming back, because I was in CWS as Steve Parkinson. I'm not against the idea of going back, but if I keep hearing that he's still going with it, then I'll definitely check it out. I'm just afraid to get emotionally invested, like with YWF, and then it goes again, and it's like, well, every time I keep going, you keep leaving.
Mm-hmm. I'm on the same boat as you. Like, I wouldn't be against going back, but I don't want to, get invested, and then there's nothing there. It'd be like joining ICW.
Yeah, and to be fair, though, I liked that character I was doing there.
Yeah, I like Steve Parkinson.
I like the character. I like the fact that AJ was always there for me to try and get me at least to be in something, like doing something. I've always been the type, I don't care if I'm on the lower card, just give me something. Mm-hmm. As long as I'm doing something.
Alright, now, since we're talking about Nate and CWS, Nate hasn't just been in the news because of the return of CWS in the last few months, but also with the, I guess you can call it a work shoot, that happened over in COH.
Oh, Lordy, here we go.
Which we all thought was saying goodbye to the bad guy, but we were saying hello to Nate the Great.
You say goodbye, and I say hello.
So, alright.
Hello, hello.
First, before because I know, I'm sure Travis, because you know more than any of us about this stuff, before we get to that, like, we already know, like, everyone's thoughts, like, with, when Nate was, at least we thought was leaving. I even had him on the show, and he worked me. And
or so he says.
Everyone thinks I know. Everyone thinks Nate pulled me aside and told me. No, I had no
or so
clue.
He says.
Oh my! I didn't know.
Or so he says.
Oh
Socko.
Yeah, I have some thoughts of my own, but you guys go first.
So, what did you guys think when it was revealed? Oh, Nate is staying. I mean, I wasn't quite surprised because a certain someone kind of hinted at it. Not gonna name any names. Cav.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like I was hinting at it? I knew it. I knew it had a feeling the whole time.
You were like,
as soon as it happened,
for it, and you were like, oh, Nate's trouble. Oh man, it's crazy. Oh, and we're like, well, he's not leaving.
No, I said no. I didn't say Nate's trouble. I said you guys are gonna be real pissed. That's all I said.
You were talking about it, and then because we were like, oh, he's not leaving. You're like, oh, I can't tell you guys.
You're like, I can't tell you guys. I can't. Fuck you. Stop trying to probe me for information, bitch.
Or so he says.
Shut up. I'll say this. I was happy that he was staying because I was saying since day one, no matter what I thought about anything, I was hoping he stayed. I'm glad he stayed. I liked how it was done, and it was really cool. Lots of cool stuff going to be happening with. Now it's going to be a feud, and that's going to be great. Does anyone have anything more to add before we go to Travis?
All right, I guess I'll go because I do have something to say because I was part of the reason of this whole thing.